Today, we're putting up tile as part of our shower installation. Stick with us. Hi, welcome to the Handyverse, where we approach homeownership mindfully, turning to DIY as a first resort when our knowledge and skills allow it to learn, improve our space, and hopefully inspire you to do the same in your own living space. Today we're back in the bathroom here. This is the third video on this shower install. It's a bit more work than I was anticipating, but that's usually the way it goes. I've got the backer board up, I've got the shower basin, and today we're putting up the tile. So I'm going to walk you through that and show you how we do it. First things first, this required some tools that I don't normally have, so I had to pick up a few things, but I'll walk you through that and put a link to everything down below that I have in case you're working on it as well. But let's take a look. So I've got a straight edge just for keeping things level. I've got a diamond, I don't know what you call it, diamond cutting blade. That's for the shower nozzle. Trowel, notch trowel for the mortar, margin trowel just to scoop stuff out of the bucket. Tape measure drill, had those. Got a regular mixer with a bucket. Got this diamond hole saw for the faucet head up there. I've got the Lash system, never used this before, so we're going to be trying this out. These are used to help align the tiles, make sure there's no lippage when you're installing them. I picked up a cutter. I just got the $30 anvil cutter here. It scores it and then snaps the tile. I'm using 24 by 12 inch tiles on this. So I can only cut the short length, but I did a test cut over here and it worked great. So I was really happy with that. Hopefully that continues as I go. This is the mortar I'm using. Modified mortar. And then I just got a rubber mallet for removing the Lash spacers once the mortar sets. I don't have a laser level, and I wasn't going to pick one up just for this project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the walls like I did here. The first row here. Whoa, dumping stuff already. I marked the center of the wall because I'm going to put this here line right in the middle, and then I'll cut each side to fit. And then when I do the next row, you're supposed to have a 15 to 24% overage. You don't put it right in the middle. You don't put the next seam right in the middle, and that's because this is the thickest part of the tile. And if you put your next, if you line up your next tile right here in the middle, you're actually lining up the thinnest part of the tile on the edge with the thickest part here, and so you can have some what they call basket weaving of the tile. I want to avoid that, so I'm going to probably go in about 6 inches on this end, maybe a little bit less, to get in that 15 to 25% range. But I'm going to draw some lines on the wall. That's my first step, just so I can keep these lined up as I go. I'm not going to pre-cut the tile. Some people suggest that you do. It's pouring rain outside. I'm not going to use the tile saw. I'm going to use this here thing so I can cut them pretty quick. I'm just going to do that and take my chances that way. All right, so first thing, mark the walls and get going. So I got 2 lines on there. I didn't bother to show it because I literally just put the level on it and drew lines on with markers. The one on the right is in the middle, center of the wall. The one on the left is the alternating pattern. I'm going to use those to keep myself on the vertical, aligned on the vertical, and then on the horizontal I will actually just use the level as I install the tiles. But as long as I keep the spacers in place, it should be level because the shower base itself is level. So we're gonna start. The first row is gonna have the split tiles right in the middle, and then that will, in theory, make sure that when I get to here, I have a full tile in place that I cut the hole in the middle for that. So time to mix the mortar and start driving up the tile. Oh, I should note, starting on the back wall, so I have a little bit of extra play on the sides because there's space from the side tiles there. So this is a bit of a learning experience for me, and that just gives me some breathing room. All right, let's mix up some mortar and start driving the tile on. So putting tile up is not easy by any stretch. I'm about 2/3 of the way up the wall. I didn't record any video because it became very apparent that I just needed to hammer through this and get it done. I would say it's going good so far. Still a lot of work to do. It is slow going. It's hard work. A lot of videos on YouTube make it look easy. It is a lot of work. Let me just flip the camera around here and I'll get you a closer look at what's going on. So first off, the lines are very helpful. It seems to be working well. If I step back, you can see that it looks pretty in line, so I'm happy with that. When I'm cutting the edges, I'm marking on the wall, and I mark on the back of the tile where they go, so I have those pieces to put in. I'd recommend doing the same. I will say I'm pretty impressed with these Lash, whatever you call them, leveling system spacers. That has made it really easy, and not easy, that's not the right word, but a lot easier than it would have been. And that I recommend so far. We'll see how they come out. Up this far, I just cleaned up the top. I put the spacers in along there to be ready for tomorrow. I really was stretching the working time with my mortar to get to this line. It probably took me about 2.5 hours to get to here, to give you an idea of the work involved. A lot of that was learning though. Like I said, I'm kind of new to the whole tile thing, but it got a little faster as I went on. So calling it for tonight, and maybe I'll get some more video of actual work when I pick it up tomorrow. I got the top pieces ripped using this old guy. It's one I bought about 15 years ago when splits with it with somebody else. I think it may have just cut its last cuts, but anyway, these are obviously need to be cleaned up, but they're ready to go along the top. Now I just need to drill the holes for the faucet and the handle. Okay, day 2, this is what we're looking like. I got the Lash spacers out of this. It looks pretty good, I think. Everything's lined up. Happy with it. Now I just got to do this wall, the top here, and this side. And I've got the top row pre-cut. I did that on the wet saw outside. Got some measurements here for the spout, and I did that with a hole saw. I already got that tile cut and ready to go. And then for around this faucet, I just cut that out with the grinder. I'm not the best with a grinder, but I got the hole ready to go to put in place when I get to it. So now I'm back to mixing up some mortar and driving on some tiles. So I'm not actually happy with this. You can see this is pretty tight here on the bottom. So my hole is a little bit high, and it's also a little bit to the right because I've got a pretty thick gap here on the side. So one of those times where it kind of sucks, but I'm gonna have to cut new tile here and drill a new hole. There you go, that's a lot better. I just cut that really quick. It's like midnight, but worth the effort. You can see that's pretty much dead center right now. I'm just gonna pull that tile off and butter the back of it and put it back up, and we have a lot better install, at least in my opinion. So worth it to check those types of things. I measured it, but I obviously measured incorrectly. Okay, got those up. One last wrinkle, of course, the ceiling takes a dip up here. So I had these this last row pre-cut for 9.5 inches, and it didn't fit when I got there. So out I was, 1 o'clock in the morning this time, with the grinder on the deck. Sorry neighbors, but it is in there and looks pretty good, I think. Overall, we'll get these lash spacers out tomorrow, clean it up, and then we are ready to put the grout in. So I got the tile up, I got the faucet on and the spout up there. Suzanne is stepping in to do the grout. Much appreciated.
I don't know what I'm doing.
It's looking good so far. We're using this grout, Polyblend, non-sounded grout. Joints up to 1/8 of an inch. We only have 1/16 of an inch, so should work for us. And really just applying it right now. Then we're gonna wipe it down and clean it up. How's it going so far? So we got all the grout in. We got it, the tiles all washed down. They hazed over after we did the grout, which is not unexpected. But we got that all cleaned up now. And then in the corners, I ran silicone. What I used was this here. It's the same brand as the grout. And the good thing about this is it's color coded, it's color matched to the grout. So I don't have to do anything really other than apply the grout or apply the silicone and then smooth it out with my finger. And we got a pretty good seal on there. So the last thing we have to do now is just deal with the top edge, the lip. It's unfinished right now. I wasn't sure what to do there. Thought about filling it with grout, but what I'm going to do is, you can see I got a scrap piece up here. That's off the edge, the tile edge that I used. I test fit that up there. It works. It covers the gap. So what I'm going to do is, I have some of this silicone left over. I'm going to run a bead of it around the top and fill in the space with tile edge to overlap and finish the top. Got the strip installed across the top. I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with the way that turned out. I wasn't sure, but it seems to have worked. Just putting that edge trim in and then running a bead of caulking along the top. I also got the shower head in, obviously, and the handle. So all in all, good progress down here. I also added some grout sealer to the tiles, or tiles and grout. I used this stuff here. I don't really know what brand it is. Just to make sure that I had everything sealed and waterproofed. So happy with that. It's coming together here. Last thing to do is the shower door itself. that is going to be the next video when I call it on this one. But if you like it, hit like, hit subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.